What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? How we doing? How we doing? What it is, what it do, how we doing? How are you? It's March 10th, aka Mario Day, baby. Yeah, baby. We back. This is the Puro Caballero Show. This is episode number 105. Feeling fine. How we doing? Doing amazing. And it is, what's today? Today is Thursday. It's Thursday night. It is, yeah, like I said, March 10th. We just blowing by this month. I can't believe this month has gone by that quickly. We're like a third of the way through that bitch, statistically, I guess, mathematically. But yeah, we back here. Got a lot to talk about. A lot of shit's happening in the world, as you can imagine. A lot of shit's going on. But yeah, first want to give us, let you know, yeah, give us a follow, give us a review. Drop a comment, do whatever the fuck you want to do. Show us some love. We use Puro Caballero Show on SoundCloud, on Apple Music, Spotify, and Google. Yeah, that's about it. Anywhere you can, just tune in. We on YouTube, on Twitter right now, as you could definitely see, and we doing it live. We fucking caking it. Yeah. A lot going on in my life. I'm gonna be hosting a comedy show tomorrow night at the Ren Theater inside the Irish Import Shop here in Los Angeles, and that'll be tomorrow at 8 p.m. 9 p.m. Excuse me, 9 p.m. When do I gotta be? Anyway, and then yeah, on next Tuesday I'm performing at the Sunset Grill. Doing a comedy show there. Shout out to Blake Whistle, who got me on that spot. And besides that, I'll let you know. I got a couple shows going on a few weeks from that. But yeah, just through our comedy show at Thai Angel, we had a good time this last Tuesday. Shout out to everybody who came through. Everybody who was on that lineup. Let's see if I could do it from. Nope, I'm gonna look at it. Who do we have? We had Johnny Roque, Zach Vetterman, JP Butenvito, Angie Stroud, McKenna Jarrell, Nick Simmons. We got my homie from Stockton, I met him up in Stockton. Bilal Sharmouk, what's up, Billy? How you doing? And we had a couple drop-ins, couple guest sets. We had Buster Brown on the mic. Didn't bring his drum set today, or a couple nights ago. Excuse me. Fucking all over the place. And we have Asa Scott, who I hadn't seen in a minute. Good to see him. And then the homie Stephen Briggs, he closed out the show. So shout out to all you guys. Thank you so much for coming through, doing your part. We had a good time on Tuesday. And yeah, we're going to keep it moving. The next show will be coming up on the 22nd. And we'll be dropping that lineup sometime fairly soon. Wait, no, one more comic before we can confirm that. Yes or no. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on in my life for comedy. You have too many DJ gigs coming up in the moment. If you need somebody, book your boy. What's happening? Um, yeah, man, a lot of shit going on, a lot of fucking craziness. You guys been paying crazy gas prices too? Or was just me, man? Wild prices, highest I've maybe ever seen them. Crazy. Wild shit. Obviously, that's a result of the ongoing conflicts going on between Russia and Ukraine. That shit's crazy. Where everybody's seen a lot of footage and on a lot of civilians getting attacked and citizens, people who are not military personnel. That's been tragic. I know there's like, I think it was like there's got to be more now, but at the time when I did a few days ago, like in a week and a half since like the insurgent started, they had like 1.5 million people who had left the country already. Apparently, there was like a lot of people who had left like prior to the actual invasion. I guess they kind of knew what was kind of coming. That's wild. So my heart's out for everybody who's dealing with that, going through the struggle as a Ukrainian citizen trying to fight to remain independent, I guess. Yeah. I don't know what this end game for Russia is going to be ultimately. Just want to take over the whole country, or if they're just trying to show them who's boss. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know, because it takes a lot to take over a country, but it takes even more to like run them and control them. So who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? Um, but yeah, a lot of waves, a lot of ripples having on geopolitics. Obviously, we talk about oil prices going up through the crazy. Now we got a lot of people trying to promote the idea of producing some more output here in North America or in other parts of the world. So now people are kind of going off against environmentalists, being like, "Hey, man, like we get it. There's a normal situation, but like we in a little bit of a crisis, I guess." But I know Elon Musk was asking for that shit. So what's gonna happen? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Hurting our wallet right now. That's all we fucking know. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if how big of a factor that plays into the way people feel about these conflicts internationally. Very easy to Ukraine want to start shit in your pocket, your wallet a little bit. You kind of put up with, like ethically, morally. But I guess like, I don't know. Wow. Uh, but yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy shit. Try not to see all those wild videos happening. That shit after a while, but fucking insane. Talks about like crazy bombs being used by the Russians. Like the electronics. I ain't no engineer. Ain't no military shit. I don't know about shit. So believe that. I don't know as it is. I don't know where I'm going. Man, I got a little high up before this. A little coffee. Fucking Kenny's getting going, but like, circles right now. Crane's going crazy. It's going wild, wild shit. I don't know if I talked about this last podcast episode because this shit was just like on the precipice of kind of popping off, but uh, it's kind of wild reading all the stories of how everybody's been, real famous Ukrainians in the fight game have come back to the country to go hold it down. I think that's pretty admirable. That's pretty fucking crazy, considering the fact that they didn't necessarily need to do so. So I know Vitaly Klitschko, he's the mayor of Kiev, so he's there. His brother Vladimir flew back in. Um, had to arrive via, I think, car across the border from Poland. I don't, but they're back. Uh, Vasily Lomachenko's there. Alexander Usyk is there. Current champion knocked out Anthony Joshua's got a lot of currently right now. And I think there was a picture of like Miss Ukraine that she was like picking up AK-47 or something like that, but I don't know if that was Photoshop or not, but kind of wild. I've been joking about it a little bit on stage that it's that shit's admirable. Like imagine if like America had to go send like our famous boxers to go fight over there. Like if we had a war going on our front, who do we send? We send the Paul brothers? Like come on, bro. Like what are they going to do? Film an episode of Impulsive or something over in Kiev? Like come on. We'll send brother over there and he's just going to be dodging bullets, not shooting anybody or hitting anything. We're gonna win this war by decision in the 12th year. Oh shit! It's gonna be a long, dragged out war. That's gonna be uh overpriced. Oh, here I go. Oh shit! Oh man. She got scared, man. And trans fighters, cross-dressing fighters out there. All right, I'm gonna stop. Stop, man. I mean, we we can't send Rocky no more. Him and Drago is like the AARP battle, man. Can't be having that shit go down. Ah, Dolph Lundgren versus Sylvester Stallone. If they had to fucking just fight each other, or again, here we are 30 years later. We got to do it over again, guys. Sorry. Sorry. Dude, can you imagine if it was like the presidents had to fight each other to determine that shit? Dude, we're fucking toast. There's no chance. I don't think there's any chance Biden is able to keep himself upright. Putin, the smaller man, I think he's got the advantage on Biden right now. Well, looking like his osteoporosis is flaring up, man. Break a hip at any second. Uh, Damn, man. Crazy shit going on. Obviously, just the world of sports is just a small sliver of that shit, but that's all I know. So that's what I'm gonna talk about. So I'm sorry, man. Yeah, so there's a lot of controversy right now because a lot of the Russian-based fighters apparently are not allowed to fight right now. A lot of the boxers are trying to have some fights coming up. A lot of them have been removed from their rankings from their organizations, and have been future bouts have been put into question. Some of them were like planning on bouts in the next month or two. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that shit. But yeah, man, so much craziness going on. A semi-related story. I don't know if you guys saw this. WNBA superstar Brittney Griner. You guys familiar with her? Hell of a basketball player, talented player. She's very well known for having dunked, I think back in high school, college, and in the pros. So she's pretty athletic, really fucking tall, and real good player, obviously. But she was playing for a team in Ekaterinburg in Russia, which a lot of the WNBA players do. They'll play a season in the WNBA, and then during the off season, during the wintertime, they'll play on another international team. And what happens is a lot of these Russian oligarchs, they own a lot of the professional franchises there, so they're willing to play top dollars for different sports, for like the soccer teams or for basketball or what have you. So there's some competitive women leagues out there. They got some good squads as a result of that. So yeah, she was out there playing during the wintertime. She had apparently gone over there for like 7 straight years or 7 straight seasons or whatnot. So she's got a life over there in Russia. Got like, yeah. So apparently, she got caught with a weed pen, vape pen that had hash oil in it in her luggage, and so she got detained. She got arrested. Now, apparently, this is where the story gets interesting. Apparently, this happened like more than a month prior to this becoming public knowledge. All right, so apparently she had this like in February, early February or in January. That's when she got apprehended and arrested and taken by the Russian authorities. So apparently she's been there for a while. And this story is just coming to light. I think last week is when this news dropped. So that's pretty fucking crazy. Like obviously considering the fact that she had lived there before, she should know what the fuck the rules are and what's good and what isn't, and or what she should be risking and what she shouldn't. But from what I've heard about like international politics, when you're dealing with people with money and people of interest like that, a lot of times they don't really give a shit and they're turning a blind eye. So there's a lot of people who've been talking online and talking about maybe was Russia thinking like, all right, this is like a small thing that we can kind of keep her for, and because she's an American, now we have some leverage so we can do some political maneuvering with these big foreign powers, send us one of our spies that you arrested and we'll send you your WNBA basketball superstar. So, I mean, could that have been something that was plot up by the Russians? I don't know. Makes you think and go,
Whoa! Whoa!
oh shit. It's like, hold on a second. Maybe. Maybe. That would be wild if it was, but that would suck for her. Be kind of a political pawn in us. But yeah, so like that's kind of the timeline. It's like this happened before they invaded Ukraine. But we gotta know that they were thinking about doing it prior. So like maybe. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks. You've been listening to this podcast. You've seen multiple episodes in the past. You know what I think about the war on drugs. It's fucking bogus, fucking stupid. So like, there's like a whole argument to be made about that point of it and that fact of it. But I mean, other countries they're fucking play with some of that shit. So it's like you're really risking the biscuit. But considering that she's Brittney Griner, maybe she had done this before in the past and nothing had happened. So maybe now they're just like trying to have like a little bit more of a fine-tooth comb over like people who come from America or come from other countries of interest like that. So could be a combination of both. Could be everything. That sucks though. It sucks for her too because she'd been sitting there for a full month before people even like realized it. It was apparently like people were trying to do uh like not a survey, but they were trying to like go through and find every high profile American possibly be in Ukraine or Russia at the time. Apparently they lost contact with her and come to find out after some reason she's in a Russian prison currently. So it's like shit. But yeah, it sucks for her that like it took that long for that story to get out. Now, mind you, I don't know how easy it is to get word of your capture in a country you probably don't speak the language. Maybe she speaks Russian now. She's been there for a minute. Maybe she speaks some Russian, but like place where you're not fluent in, place where you know the authorities and like the people in charge. I don't know book over there. You know what I'm saying? So they can kind of be finagled a little bit, or they can kind of have some mistreatment, whatnot. All right. Hope she gets home safely, man, because that's a wild. It's wild times. Wild times in the world right now, man. Crazy, crazy shit. But yeah, what else going on? UEFA, FIBA has banned Russia from all international competitions, or from all competitions. Period. I know they had a team in the Europa League who got eliminated just because of that. Exactly which club it was, but they were officially removed from the tournament. Yeah, a lot of crazy shit. A lot of crazy shit going on, man. Moving on. What else we got? Did you guys hear the story about Cain Velasquez going on? Ex UFC heavyweight champion. Most recently doing wrestling. I want to say in Mexico. He was on the WWE roster for a hot minute, and then they let him go. But yeah, the wildest situation. So he was arrested officially on attempted murder charges on the 1st of this month. So it's like a week and a half ago, right? So he got arrested in San Jose after he had allegedly chased a car off the road and shot and tried to kill the driver, right? So what happened was he hit the stepfather of the driver, okay? Now, the reason he wanted to murder or harm that driver was because he had apparently had been sexually assaulting someone who was close to him. Now, the reports that it could have been his daughter, or could have been maybe like one of his nieces or something like that. But like there was like a little girl in his family who had been sexually assaulted. Apparently, reportedly had been done over 100 times. That was the word that I read, or that I heard. So, like, I mean, if I was him in that position, I could understand why he would take those actions to do what he did. Now, mind you, he didn't hit his target. He hit someone else. Granted, that person who was shot wasn't critical, so he was doing all right, and will survive, from what I read. But man, like this guy apparently had been released and was back on the street. He had made bail after that the allegations. So if you're Cain Velasquez, you're just going like, what the fuck? How the hell is this guy out here? I can't let that happen. I can't let that go. So I feel like there's a lot of people who are real sympathetic to what Cain did and the situation that he was in before he took those actions, try to threaten somebody's life. But like, fucking A, man, like, fucking that shit is heavy, man. Like, I can't come down too hard on the guy because of that situation, man. So like, that part is admirable. The fact that you want to be defending your family and trying to, and as best as possible, right or wrong as you see it, especially if you think that the law enforcement not going to do their part in it to help you out and help the society, the community you live in, the city you live in, the people you interact with and whatnot. Wild fucking shit. And wild. Yeah, apparently he took him on an 11-mile high-speed chase. Came out and shot them. I saw Rogan and a couple other people talk about this, and other people had said that like they had preferred it. Why don't you just drive him off the road and then assault the guy? I understand that thought process. Can also understand being hesitant to do that, considering you don't know what the fuck kind of weapon that guy might have had on him. He could have had a gun. Now you're just bringing your fist to a gunfight. We could have had a knife on him or something. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, all things considered, preferably, he'd probably wish he would have done it that way. So crazy because like him physically assaulting somebody is still very, very much serious act to be doing. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird because I think morally and our conscious, we view that as being something better to do than to go try to shoot at the guys as you're driving, trying to chase after him. But I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. But man. So yeah, he got denied bail a few days ago. So he's gonna be behind bars for a while. I know his next court hearing is not until like April, late April. Yeah, so he'll be locked up for a second. Um, Crazy shit, man. I I don't know. I wonder how he's gonna try to defend that in court. How they're gonna kind of try to attack that and try to defend himself. But it's just wild. That's just wild. And it's kind of disappointing that the person he tried to hit didn't end up getting punished as much as he could in this situation. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. Oh man, it's a lot of wild stuff about game. This other story that I read too was fucking crazy. There's this boxer, little guy. I think he was like 115 pounds or 120 pounder. Guy Guillermo Rigondeaux. He lost roughly 80% of his vision following an accident that involved a pressure cooker. Happened a week ago on the 3rd. Apparently, he was cooking Cuban black beans in a pressure cooker, and it eventually like exploded on him. So apparently he had serious burns on his chest and on his face and on his eyes and his corneas. 80% of his vision was lost. That was pretty tragic for somebody who was in still fight career, man. I mean, he's been around for a minute, so like he's not no spring chicken per se, but like man, like who's like a legit contender. I think he lost his belts recently. But yeah, he's won belts in I think multiple weight classes. So he's a fucking good ass boxer. And yeah, that's gotta literally gotta burn. Yeah, oh shit. It will sting. Specifically the eyes. Fucking A, man. So through some shit right now, man. I want to do shit every day, but like, fuck, bro. Reading these articles, man. I got a fucking update on my phone earlier today. There was an office building fire that happened in Koreatown. Somebody got smoked in there. Somebody passed away. Found remains and a filing cabinet, I think, in an office. And yeah, I don't know. It's just fucking wild shit. Wild shit, man. You just gotta live every day like it's possibly your last. And just enjoy it, man. Fucking enjoy everything until that moment happens, because you never know when it will. Fuck, or man, losing the vision is something serious, man. I was listening to that Rogan Michael Bisping podcast from earlier this week. The fact that dude fought for a few years after losing vision almost completely in one of his eyes, like his right eye, is kind of crazy. And the fact that he like cheated all like the eye tests and passed them is also kind of wild. Like, he told the story on Rogan, so I won't retell it, but like, fucking A, man, like, mentality of a fighter that just like, yeah, I can go blind, but fuck it, what I do. Like, yeah, it's a different type of breed of people, man. I could hats off. I don't know if I could that something to put my health that much at risk, but yeah, I guess it paid off in the end. I don't know. The man's got his aches and pains, and besides that, so kind of crazy. Oh wow, I'm watching the basketball game here on TNT. You got the Warriors and the Nuggets. There's a little girl who met Steph Curry, and she's like crying. It's kind of crazy, getting all emotional, going wild. Can't believe it. She's hyperventilating. Oh my god, it's kind of crazy. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? You watching this game too? You watched the Philly game? Alan in the chat. What's happening, bro? Did you watch the James Harden Brickathon? Yes or no? Yup. Big city. Where was I? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, vision. Very important. Go listen to that Bisping podcast. That shit was crazy. Or if you just cancel Spotify, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. What else is going on? NFL news. I'm going to NFL news. Might as well. COVID protocols are gone. No longer. No more. They ain't testing people like they used to. I think we made it past that era of not knowing who the fuck's gonna play every week because somebody's just was standing next to somebody who got sick in the locker room. So I guess that's kind of cool. Is it better for your health and for your work environment? I don't fucking know. Is it gonna be beneficial for fantasy football players? Definitely so. Hopefully get back to some normalcy, man. Last two crazy, not knowing who the fuck you're gonna have. Like, all right, I gotta get like 3 players at every position because you never know if their backup's gonna play or whatnot. It was wild. A lot of craziness. The NFL getting back and going. Couple big moves have been happening already. We'll get into that in a second. But first, I want to talk about the fact that Calvin Ridley has been suspended the full season for gambling on the NFL. If you're not aware, he's wide receiver of the Atlanta Falcons. He happened to be on a leave from the team, so he wasn't playing or training with the team at the time. Apparently, he had been going through some personal issues. Some people said it was mental health issues or whatnot. I'm not sure exactly what's going on in his life. However, the team had excused him from participating, so he was away from them at the time. He was in Florida, and he happened to be gambling on, I think it was a Hard Rock app or something like that. So he was gambling on one of the apps, put in his information, and he made a couple bets. I want to say he said that he only bet like $1,500 and he lost. So I think he had a couple parlays. He had a 3-team, a 5-team, and an 8-team parlay. An 8-team parlay, bro. Yeah. I don't think he's a very big of a gambler himself, or is very, very much aware. Doing an 8-team parlay, my guy, like, come on. Like, anyway, whatever. Live your life, I guess. Got a lot of off time to be betting, I guess, more. Or, I don't know. Yeah, this is like betting, making him go away from the team. Is that gonna make him want to just be like this shit even more and just be like, fuck it, gonna make this money back that I lost? But yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, Calvin. Don't listen to my advice, man. Just be healthy and just be working out for a full year. You'll be. The team will pick you up. You'll be. The Falcons move on. Apparently, he was close to being traded prior to this news coming out a couple days ago. So yeah, apparently he put some money down, lost that money, lost the bets. Don't know if he bet for the Falcons, against Falcons, whatever, what the parlay was for that week. But that's what he did. Apparently he got flagged and was alerted to the NFL. They did some research. I think they talked to him and he admitted that what he did. And then they gave him a full year suspension. So yeah, is it deserving the full year suspension? I don't know. NFL's now in bed with a lot of the gaming casinos and the gaming apps and whatnot. So some people have argued, like, is that really the tipping point there, I guess? Like, should we really be caring about this shit? But it really is important over the fact that there's a lot of issues with integrity going wrong with the NFL right now. So I mean, if you have people gambling on the games, that can lead to it being influenced by some nefarious people outside of football. You got the bookies who could possibly help finagle or convince somebody to perform in a certain way, but take a dive or whatnot, or there was some allegations. I know Manuel Acho had tweeted some clips of he put up of Calvin Ridley apparently not trying the hardest in certain moments. So like, I think he was trying to insinuate that he was fucking around a little bit. But come on, man. Like that's another level past what we know of the situation at the moment too. I mean, like, come on. So yes, there's issues with the integrity there, because we know what happened with the whole Pete Rose situation. He may have gambled on his own team to win, but like, it was also an issue because he might not have made the smartest decisions for the long-term health of his players. He might put his best guys out there just to ensure the victory tonight, but not necessarily thinking about how they're going to be feeling for the next night, or putting his relievers out there, just keeping his starters in there for long innings and what have you. So if you're coaching the NFL, I mean, like, there's so much control you possibly could have over the outcomes. That's kind of like ridiculous. And as a player too, as well. Wild. It really tried to. That's you get caught, but like, what the fuck, man? There's a lot of chaos that could happen if that did happen, and to that extent. So like, the NFL wants to nip this whole shit in the bud and try to make an example, I guess, out of Calvin Ridley. We'll see if he decides to appeal this whole suspension, how long it is, but like, pretty crazy, man. If you think about it, like, the issues with competitiveness don't just stem from like the whole gambling aspect of it. It's just like, people have been bringing up the fact that there's whole allegations of Brian Flores that we've talked about before, where he said the owner of the Dolphins was apparently paying him extra money to get losses on the record. so that they can have a high draft pick. I don't know. Like, that'd be wild. If that is in fact true, that's a much bigger deal than the whole Calvin Ridley throwing a couple parlays down on his sports betting app. That's a much bigger deal. That's coming from the top down. That's coming from the owner of the franchise, right? So, NFL is always trying to make it themselves seem like the most fair and equitable game out there. Despite the fact there's a lot of issues with the reason, what the biases and all that shit, but that's what they try to say. It's like any given Sunday, the whole mantra of just like anything can happen. That's why they play the game, that whole thing. So like any particular game, crazy shit can happen, and that's just kind of the life of football. Got those 60 minutes, and then that's it. So you don't have no 3-game, 5-game, 7-game series to figure some shit out. It's like it's right now. You got to do it now. So it's a unique sport in that regard. So like the American sports landscape. So crazy. So if see what the deal is. Draymond Green yelling over. Fucking amen. It's quite crazy. So we'll see Calvin Ridley in 2023 apparently, because we won't see him the rest of this season or this year. So get healthy. Be ready, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Don't be gambling, Calvin. Come on, man. All right, we'll talk about some NFL transaction news. Allen's, close your ears. Aaron Rodgers going back to the Packers on a reported 4-year deal. Now, there has been some questions regarding how much money he's going to make. I think it was reported that he had accepted a deal in the range of around $50 million per year to come out to around $200 million. Apparently, around like $150, $160 million of that was guaranteed. Which, congratulations, my man, if you made that bank, bro. Out of anybody, I guess he deserves it. He's a reigning two-time MVP of the league. Like, give it to him, man. Give him the money. But we'll see how that does and how that affects the team. The Packers, they're definitely excited to get Rodgers back for what seems to be the last chunk of his career, or very close to it. Try to compete again in that NFC North division, where it looks like they'll be the favorites to come out of it once again. So we'll see if he can kind of get over the hump, because they've been short on a couple of these playoff runs these last couple of years. Kind of ended on a little bit of a dour note the last couple seasons. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there with the Pack. 50 inches. Well, right now. Devontae Adams, he did get tagged on the franchise tag, so the Packers will be bringing him back again. I think they're going to try to possibly negotiate a long-term deal. So that kind of sucks. I was looking forward to seeing him in silver and black if he decided to change teams, because that would have been dope. That would have been my big preference. Get Devontae reunited with his high school buddy, Derek Carr, or college buddy, excuse me. DC. Go out to Vegas, bro. Got the chance, go to Vegas, man. Come on, man. Art Adams, bro. Art Devontae. Yay, let's go, baby. Let's do it. Let's do that shit. But so he'll be back for the Packers, I guess, for one more season at least. Yeah. That's that. That's pretty much that. Always controversy around Rodgers. He was like denying the reports about like how much he made and whatnot. Shout out to Pat McAfee getting the direct line. Pretty funny seeing that whole craziness. I like following his shit on YouTube. That shit's fun. What else going on? Oh yeah, this is the one I want to close my ears for, because I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about this, but I gotta talk about this. This just happened like yesterday, or 2 days ago. It's happened on Tuesday, man. Fuck, bro. Like, I'm still pissed about it, man. But the Seattle Seahawks are trading Russell Wilson, their all-pro like Super Bowl winning quarterback to the Denver Broncos for a fuck ton of people. Here's the deal. It's Russell Wilson and a 4th rounder are going to Denver for 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders, a 5th rounder, Drew Lock, the quarterback, backup, Noah Fant, their starting tight end, and the defensive lineman Shelby Harris. Actually a pretty good player, man. But yeah, just for Russell Wilson and another pick. So like a heavy load for a guy. But considering where Denver is at and where they've been in the quarterback position, they can kind of justify doing so. Because these top level quarterbacks are not necessarily available all the time. This guy can play as a top 5 level quarterback. Now, can he do it consistently as much as he could maybe when he was younger? Who knows? Can he do it in another place, another franchise outside of the NFC West? We'll see. To be determined. Can he do it in probably the most competitive division in all football now? Now, looking at it from this point of the season, we'll see. Man has to now play Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Derek Carr, and the Raiders, the Broncos, the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. So, like, I don't know. Still going to be tough division. That was cool, the fact that the Broncos didn't have that great of a quarterback since Peyton Manning left. That was nice, not being too worried about that. It sucked that Patrick Mahomes came out. Has been such a force his last couple seasons. Now Herbert looks like he's gonna be fucking ridiculous too to do. Yeah, man, the Raiders defense has gotta be really good in order to compete now. Carr's got to keep playing as good as he played last season. Well, that's TBD. Big TBD, considering we got the whole new coaching staff and whatnot. I just saw today they decided to let Alec Ingold as free agency. The captain of the team, the fullback, I would say star fullback, no longer on the team. Very sad, very sad, very sad. He was one of my favorite players on the team. He was the undrafted rookie coming out of Wisconsin who was the adopted kid growing up and grew up in Green Bay, like super Packers. So like that's the rumors that he might go there now, especially because Rich Bisaccia, who was promoted to interim coach when Gruden was fired, he is now the special teams coach over there in Green Bay. So I go there to help him out because he was big on special teams too. So fuck, man. It was nice having you, Alec. Thank you for your time in Black. You were fun to watch. Very, very fun to watch. I know beat out another guy that they had too at fullback to even make the roster. That was pretty impressive. And then 41. I remember. Anyway. Best of luck to wherever you go. Hopefully the Raiders can sometimes, hopefully bring him back. I don't think that's gonna be the plan, but like, we'll see. He's gone. I know Corey Littleton. They told him that they're not gonna bring him back. That he'll be released sometime shortly. So, one of the linebackers in the new coaching staff, they're trying to put their own flavor, their own little touch on things. So we'll see how that goes. Well, I don't know. I don't want to judge people what decisions made right now, but kind of what we're doing. so fuck it, man. Big trades. The last quarterback moving or quarterback transaction of notes. The Indianapolis Colts have traded Carson Wentz. Traded for him last season. Now they're trading him out of the team. They're trading him away. Traded him to the Washington Commanders. Carson Wentz is a commie now. It's official. So the deal apparently is for 2 third-round picks, one this year, one next year. So I want to say they gave up a first rounder or 2 first rounders for him, and now it's like has some diminished value. Apparently, there was reports of a lack of leadership and his erratic play, and just how crazy, how up and down he could be throughout a year, throughout a game, throughout a play. You know, apparently there was some, I don't know, concerns on that part, locker room over or whatnot. There was a report that even if they made the playoffs, they still would. There's people still pissed off at the way he handled shit. So yeah, he's off, and now he's in Washington, and I guess he's gonna start over Heineke. Yeah, I don't know. See what Indy does too. They seem to be in like always looking for somebody ever since Luck decided to retire and hang it up. Yep, another I don't know situation going on over there. So it happens. Well, and then this is the other one that just really pissed me off today. Another trade. This is usually not as many trades that happen in the NFL, but there's another fucking trade. Chicago Bears traded Kahlil Mack to the LA Chargers for 1 second rounder and 1 6th rounder. That's it. All right. So, granted, I think he was injured a bit last season. I think he missed 10 games. His production wasn't as good as it was the first 3 years he was there in Chicago. The man is still very capable of being a beast out there. So, it's like him and Joey Bosa are now lined up on the same team. The Raiders got to make sure they got their line in order, man. They need tight ends and backs chipping and all that shit. They need, yeah. It's gotta. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough to deal with, man. Broncos for this whole time they had amazing defensive ends. Now looks like the Chargers are gonna be really good in that spot too. Fuck. But yeah, Mack is back in the West. It sucks the Raiders gonna have to play against him now all the time. That part of it's like unfortunate. And Raiders gonna have a tough schedule next year. Tough go. Best of luck to that team. This is more and more talent keep going to this AFC West, and I think. Wow, we'll see. We'll see if we can get 3 teams in. Like, because there's 14 teams make it. There's 7 in each conference. There's the 4 division winners, 3. Can all 4 make it? I don't know. Like, I don't know. We'll see. 2 of them made it last year. Raiders and Chiefs won the division, so possible. It's doable, but I don't know. There was a chance that 3 of them could have made it. The Chargers could have got that tie and done it, but crazy shit, man. I don't know what's going on. NFL fucking offseason. All right, what else going on? You guys care about baseball? It's back. It was gone for a minute. They were in a lockout for 99 days. Today they ended the lockout. They apparently agreed to financial terms for the new CBA, collective bargaining agreement. If you're not a sports fan nerd like myself, you're not into the minutia of revenues and minimum contracts and arbitration, pre-arbitration salary, and like all this craziness, then like you wouldn't give a shit. You really wouldn't give a shit. But yeah, there was a lot of ongoing discussions going on. So back and forth, there was a lot of mudslinging from players' side and owner's side, and yeah, not kind negotiations for a while. Like was MLB was playing hardball. It looked like for a good chunk of it. They declared it a lockout. Didn't seem like they were negotiating very well for the first few months. Kind of try to put the players in a tough position. At that point, it looked like the players were kind of trying to be pat and stay true to the figures that they were trying to negotiate for, and then the owners were kind of, or the MLB was just kind of like, all right, now we'll come to the table and start going back and forth. But at the same time, they kind of were kind of digging their heels in the sand a bit in regards to like what they were doing in the negotiation table. So it's like really negotiating good faith prior to that. I don't think they were. So they kind of put the players in a tough position where it was just like, all right, today's the deadline for us to like declare the full season. If you don't do it now, then you don't accept our deal, which I think is like a sweet deal for the owners, then well, screw you guys. We're canceling games and you guys are losing part of your paycheck for the season. And so some of the players were like, all right, bullshit. And it's been like 2 weeks of kind of doing that shit a little bit. So like they apparently pushed back the deadline like 2 or 3 different times, and then they would cancel. They were like, all right, first 2 series of the season are canceled. The first 6 games. Okay. All right. First 6, 7 games. Okay, cool. And then like the next deadline got pushed, and it was just like a couple days ago they were like, all right, well, now another 2 series are canceled. So it's like, what are you gonna do? And like, all right, well, whatever, man. But apparently they came to agreement today. Opening day will be April 7th, and they're just gonna add 2 series to the end of the season, and they're gonna make up the rest of the games using double headers, which is like they could have done that shit from the get go. Like so they're gonna play a full season regardless. So like they didn't really. They said they were canceling game, but they didn't really cancel. So it's like, it's like it's a lot of like I said this, but like I don't really mean it because I'm negotiating. So it's like, what the fuck's really happening? What's really happening? Wow. So baseball's back. We will have opening day. There will be popcorns being sold in the stands. There will be hot dogs sold, Cracker Jacks, a lot of beer at Dodger Stadium. The whole thing. The whole thing will be there. It's on the ground. Full shebang. So that's cool. That'll be going on. I think players can report tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow. Spring training. So I think they'll have a couple weeks of spring training, and then they'll get things started on the 7th. So yeah, back up and running. There's a couple changes now from this after this collective bargaining agreement. So a couple big ones. Number one, the designated hitter is now going to be used in the National League and the American League. So bye-bye to pitchers hitting. So that's no longer going to be a thing unless your name's Shohei Ohtani. Play DH, I guess. Yeah, that's one thing that's going to happen. There's now going to be an international draft. So right now, the way the system works is there's a youth draft for all the players that play in the U.S. and Canada and Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico used to be considered an international destination, but now they got changed and moved to American draft, North American draft. So they still take the players from those countries, regions, and they just draft them, and then every single draft slot has a certain salary assigned to it. So based off of where you're drafted is based off how much money you can make. Well, for all the international players, what would happen is like all these players are considered free agents. So as soon as they turn over the age of 16, they're technically allowed to sign with an MLB franchise at that point and, play through the minors or whatnot, or play through their youth systems. So what happened was there'd be bidding wars for some of these players based off of how highly touted they were as prospects. So then it became kind of a crazy market where some kids could definitely make some life-changing money based off of how good they play baseball and how, they caught the scouts' eyes or whatnot. But it was also a very competitive and exploitative market. There's a couple good documentaries that were put out there. There was one, Miguel Sano. He was in a really good documentary. that really talked about how like the youth. Oh, pelotero, baseball player, pelotero. That's what ball player, pelotero. That's what it's called. It was a good one. Um, but yeah, like kind of the craziness was youth break, going through the system over there in the Dominican Republic or in all these other countries that are really big into baseball. Um, so what that will do is I don't. Interesting because it's like there's still players who play in other international youth teams, so or not international professional teams. Excuse me. So like the players in Korea, like like Chibe Lotte Giants. What's up? What's up? I got this jersey on because I was like, I don't know if a season's gonna happen, man. These guys might have to go to Korea or Japan to go play. But anyway, so yeah, so you got players that play in Japan, you got players that still play in Korea and stuff. So like when they come over, they're like a free agent and it becomes a bidding war for their services. So I mean any team can like negotiate their contracts, but yeah, I'm interested to see how that's gonna change some stuff. Because they've been saying that like the amount of players that have been coming out of Puerto Rico have been dropping since they've been kind of included into like the whole draft system because it doesn't incentivize like the young kids to really like bust their ass and ball out and try to like become pros because can't be can't get as rich quick I guess off of that stuff and that signing bonus. What's happening, Stumpy? How you doing, bro? How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Just doing my podcast, finishing up here, talking a little baseball, little sports shit. Um, yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen. So they got an international draft. That's kind of new. There's gonna be a draft lottery, kind of how the NBA does it for the bottom 6 teams in MLB, because I guess they're gonna try to incentivize teams not to tank because then you won't necessarily know how good your draft position is. Like if you're the worst team in baseball, you would just worst team. You get pick number 1. Now, if you're the worst team in baseball, you still might get pick number 6. So it's like it's not. The idea is like, all right, we got to try to win now because it's like if we try to suck really bad and get really good players at that point, now it's like can't. That's not a guarantee. So it's not a guarantee that will happen. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that changes. See how that changes stuff. Um, yeah. Other changes. I mean, there's stuff in regards to like minimum contracts. I think that salary got raised. Negotiate that. There's like a lot of little nitty gritty stuff in terms of transactions, like changes that have happened. But like, really, like in the grand scheme of shit, it doesn't really matter to the whole a lot of people. Like, unless you like a real deep baseball nerd into that shit. So yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thank you for stopping by after work. I'll play some music after this show right now. But yeah, man. Yeah, MLB's coming back. There's a whole bunch of players who weren't able to sign prior to the off season happening, or to this whole lockout happening in the off season. So there's still some like pretty good players that are gonna be signing with other teams a week or two, and might be some trades that happen. I know the A's are probably gonna get rid of all their good players, which fucking sucks. But the whole being a Bay Area baseball fan, not really necessarily picking one side between the A's and the Giants. It was like my whole excuse was just like, well, there's a designated hitter in one team, not on the other. They play different styles. I like watching the contrast. So I was like, all right, I kind of root for both of them. But now they're kind of like similar. They're like the rules aren't different for the leagues anymore. So like these are just so frustrating to root for. Like, man, I have to just throw my hat over to the Giants the whole time, the whole way. I don't know. I mean, I've already been celebrating their successes in the past before already. Feel like I'm kind of deep into that shit on that side already, but I don't know. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. This is riveting stuff, guys. What else happened in my life? Yeah, NBA basketball is still going on. Been watching some more of those games. Watch some of like the primetime games this past weekend. I was able to go to a game last week. Went with my my sister and my brother. There, it was cool to be able to hang with them. And yeah, so we went to the Lakers Clippers game, and I got to see LeBron James play basketball in person. That was kind of cool. But the Lakers really blew. Like they got demolished. Reggie Jackson was dancing all over them. He had 36 points. He was just dropping threes, raining them down everywhere, and he made Russell Westbrook fall over at one point and trip him. Really embarrassing. Dude, he got on the highlight reel and everything. It was bad. Yeah, all the Laker fans were all salty, getting all pissed off, and there was very, very sour mood for most of the arena, even though the Clippers were technically the home team. But come on. First time in Crypto.com arena too. I don't know, fucking name change to X Staples Center and all this shit. So my brother noticed. He's like, "Hey, they don't even have a sign up yet." And I told him that Bitcoin's got to go up a bit before they can afford that shit. they just had signs towards the bottom, near main entrances, but they didn't have the big sign on top of the arena like how Staples Center used to have it. Yeah, man. Dubs look really good, man. The Warriors are looking like a title contender once again. There's a couple teams I was able to watch last week that I haven't watched a lot of. Memphis, I know I got to see a little bit of them. I got to see Cleveland play. They're pretty good this season. Dude, I was watching a little bit of that Boston Celtics versus Brooklyn Nets game when Tatum put up 56 on him. I was like, ooh, that boy was on fire. Oh, man, he had some crazy moves in the fourth quarter. Couple good buckets, man. So, but yeah, it's been exciting. Basketball is happening. The game we went to, LeBron did so, but the fucking next game, they play the Warriors at home, and LeBron goes off for 50 something. I'm like, where the fuck? Usually I had 54 points. I'm like, where the fuck was that? The game before where I showed up, man. What the hell, man? I'm not a Laker fan or nothing, but I'm like, damn, I wanted to see that shit happen, man. Come on. We had tickets up in the nosebleed, and I could see LeBron's fucking bald spot all the way from up there, man. His shit was glistening. As somebody who's follically challenged myself, man, LeBron, you just take the fucking Clippers to it, man. I know you're a Laker, but take the Clippers to your hair, bro. Come on, man, take that shit down. The fucking, the shaving kit out and just take it down, man. Just take it down. It's about time, man. No one's gonna give you shit, bro. Come on. So yeah, man, my Sacramento Kings are fucking garbage. They're not gonna make the playoffs again. I already know. They're only 4 games back of the 10 seed. Really, I don't think they've won 4 in a row this whole season. Sacramento, man. I do like Sabonis. He's got a little bit of fuck you and got the little mean streak, and I like the way he plays. So hopeful about how he'll fit in with the franchise moving forward. He's got some grit and he got some toughness, and he kind of plays the way that I would like as a big man be able to play. Got a little inside outside game, versatile, can pass the ball a little bit, but he's real hard nosed on defense. Not the most athletic guy, kind of how I played, I guess, but he's tough nosed and he's willing to get himself dirty or whatnot. Yeah, I've liked this game since I've seen him at Gonzaga. Got to call some of his games when I was in college. That was pretty cool. So now I get to say that now on my favorite team, which is kind of dope. But yeah, I don't think they're fucking doing shit this year, man. I was gonna give it a week or two, see what happened, but man, they fucking lost to the Mavericks without Luka. They lost to OKC. I had some bad losses the last couple of weeks. There's no hope. There's no hope left. There's no hope left yet for Sacramento, man. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to see, because right now it looks like the East is pretty damn competitive, in the thick of things. Because the West, I mean, there's a couple top teams, and then there's a little bit of a break there. Let's see the current standings. Let's see what we're looking at. Yeah, because on the West side, Phoenix, they just wrapped up. They clinched playoff spot yesterday, get the victory. They don't even have Chris Paul right now. I think he's gone for another 4 weeks or so. The broken wrist or bum wrist. But yeah, Phoenix is the one. Memphis right now is the 2. They're only a game up on the Warriors. They're the 3 seed. Utah is the 4 seed, 3 games back of Golden State. Dallas is the 5 spot, 1 game and a half back. Denver at 6. They're same record. Minnesota's there at 7. Hey, Minnesota getting hot. Minnesota getting hot. All right, climbing up the rankings a little bit. I see you, T Wolves. Man, that guy, Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. That dude he's pretty good. He's pretty damn good. It's pretty fun to watch. More of his highlights, man. That dude can jam. So they're in the 7th spot. The Clippers right now are in the 8th. There's a gap between the T-Wolves and the Clippers of 3.5 games. So Clippers in 8. Right now the Lakers are in 9. They're 5.5 back of the Clippers, so they're not going to catch them. But the Pelicans are right behind the Lakers. They're kind of coming on. They traded CJ McCollum. They're trying to get in the wins. Get things going. Brandon Ingram. Zion Williamson's picking up a basketball again now. Hey, what's going to happen? He's probably not playing this season, but we'll see. So they are game and a half back of the Lakers. Have a game and a half lead on the Trailblazers at 11. Trailblazers 11. Spurs are 12. Then the Kings are 13. Like Sacramento, you're not doing it this year. Fucking doing it this year, and you're setting a goddamn record with fucking. You haven't made a fucking playoffs in like 16 seasons. Fucking damn it, dude. There's more than half the league. All right, done. They made it fucking 10. You can't even make it, man. Garbage. All right, let's go to the Eastern Conference. Miami Heat, man, they're been surging, man. They're the number 1 seed. 2 games back, or is Milwaukee. Philly's a game back of them at the 3 seed. The Bulls, they'll still hurt a bit. They are a half game back of Philly in the 4 spot. Boston's in the 5 spot, a half game back of Cleveland is in the 6 spot, a game back of them. So, like, dude, 1 through 6 are only 5 games separating them. And between 2 and 6, it's only 3 games. So it's like 3-game difference between. But it is bunched up there in the Eastern. A lot of those teams are pretty damn good, man. Chicago, they got off to that really big start. So right now, it looks like they're kind of the team that's looking to kind of drop down. Cleveland's dropped down a little bit too, falling off, not completely, but just a little bit, falling down the rankings. Toronto, they're in the 7th spot. Still solid squad. And Brooklyn, they're in the 8th spot. They won a few games the last couple weeks. They were in a really bad streak when KD wasn't there. So he's just came back, giving them. They got a big victory today over the 76ers. Harden did not show up tonight. But Ben Simmons sat on the bench. And he got booed repeatedly. That happens. Yeah, Brooklyn, fuck. And Brooklyn would be the one. Dude, you just don't want to play Brooklyn in that first round. So, like, they might get a rematch with Milwaukee if they get up to the 7th spot. Probably playing the Heat, though. We'll see. Right now, Charlotte is right behind them. Down 2. They're 2 games behind Brooklyn. Tied with Atlanta for that spot. 9 and 10. People behind them. Washington. Game and a half back of Atlanta. Split. Maybe. Pacers, Pistons, Magic, Sox. I guess you're. Are we? Yeah, that's kind of your NBA outlook. Another month and a half left of. Exactly a month. Actually, 8% left. There you have it. Got a month left of games. Now's the time to in and figure out who the what before that shit. Yeah. That's about it for now. That's all I really want to talk about. I got through all my topics today. But that's the show, man. This is the Puro Caballero Show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Give us a follow on Instagram at the Puro Caballero Show. Tune in everywhere you tune into podcasts. We're live on Twitch every so often. I ain't got no set schedule, God damn it. We still living. We're still living. We adjusting. I'm trying to get on here as much as I can, but you know how it is. Yeah, doing it on Twitch. We up on YouTube. Give us a follow. Give us a subscription. Please subscribe. Please hit that button. It does you little, but does us a lot. So thank you so much. Appreciate everybody who's tuned into the show so far. And yeah, we're working on getting some guests in here in the next few weeks. So once that's settled and trying to get this studio a little bit reorganized and rearranged. So yeah, we got a little bit of work ahead of us in the next couple of weeks, but we're up and doing it and we moving. So yeah, tune in. Come to Thai Angel Bar on the 22nd and come to all our shows. Give me a follow at Puro Caballero. That's PuroCaballero. For all you gringos. Do that. Give us a follow. Out of Breath Productions. Big shout out to VJ as well, co-producer extraordinaire, graphics design team and promotion team. Fucking do everything. We all wear all these hats. So yeah, give him a follow. SupremeGuy.biz on Instagram. Our production page, Outta Breath Productions. OUTTA. One word, Outta Breath. BREATH Productions. PRODUCEIONS. Outta Breath Productions. Yes, I can still spell. The fuck's going on? Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing comedy and shit. So just give me a follow, and I'll be posting all about that stuff. But we'll talk to you next time. All right. This has been episode 105. Hey, I hope you all have a happy Mario Day.
Whoa! Whoa!
I just loaded all these bitches up just for this. We laugh at you. And there we went. So that's been the episode. Thank you so much. Y'all been amazing. Thank you. Till next time.